So, what is your favorite ghost sequence in both movies overall? If you have to pick one favorite ghost sequence,
Oh man.
I know it's hard.
Uh, I think if I had to go with it, I would go with the Ghost of Christmas Past, David Johansen in Scrooged.
I 100% agree with you.
All right.
Even though it's very
Oh, it's
difficult to
so hard.
pick, I just love David Johansen as the Ghost of Christmas Past.
Yeah, I love him as a singer. New York Dolls.
Yeah, we both
Yes.
love New York Dolls. I mean, I was actually terrified by Buster Poindexter when I was a kid. I did
Oh
not
yeah.
like Buster Poindexter.
Okay, can I tell you a super scary story about Buster Poindexter?
I have heard this, but you can tell our listeners.
Okay, so here's the story, folks. When I was in high school, okay, there was this abandoned building that was like a club near the airport. And there was so much of this stuff just left in there. So, what we would do in high school is we would kind of break into this place and just kind of look around and see what was there. And you had to like go in through the bathroom window. It was pretty hard. There was like a trash can on top of a toilet that you had to step on, and I would always slip. And then you get inside, and there are no lights. You just have a flashlight. And there have been so many other people there trashing the place. So it's like the walls are ripped up. You see like glass all over the floor. It's just nuts. So we get into this bar area that has these playing cards on the wall, but they're like luminescent, I guess would be the word. You know what I mean? Like it has that silver, but it's extra shiny.
Shiny.
Yeah. And so you're in there with your flashlight, and there's this wallpaper, and then there are also mirrors on the other walls. So it looked like when you shined your flashlight in there, you saw like the face of the king, and you thought it was a person in there in the dark. Ah! Okay, so yeah, freaked out. You go behind the bar, and you go like into the back room behind the bar, and there was a stack of flyers for Buster Poindexter. And I gotta tell you, man, he looked like a demon. I felt like I was at the gates of hell.
Well, I always thought he had like kind of a demonic look and hot, hot, hot. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's like a little scary to me. I love him in New York Dolls. I don't find him scary in New York Dolls. I don't
No.
find him scary in Scrooged. I
No.
actually love him in this.
He's so wonderful. Creepshow 2. He was, no, not Creepshow 2. Tales from the Dark Side of
Tales
the
from
movie.
Dark Side of the movie.
Yes, he was scary.
Yeah, I mean, he's interesting in that. I don't know. I think he's a good actor.
I do too.
And I love him in this because he's got like that New York accent and he's kind of just crazy.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I kind of randomly read somebody talking about this movie and saying that something they liked about it was that the fairy aspect almost of these ghosts was kind of evident because they have like these kind of fairy ears and they kind of are cutting up and causing trouble.
Well, yeah, that's right. I caught that for the first time. David Johansen has like these prosthetic ears. Did you see that?
Yes, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I had not seen that until
and
this
he's
viewing.
very like Puck from Midsummer Night's Dream. Like he's a troublemaker.
Yeah.
And he takes Frank back to see how he he grew up with the TV as his parents basically.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And yes, that's why it's important to him, but it prevented him from having a fulfilling life to some extent because he just thought that TV was the only important thing. But I really, he's driving this cab and he's just like running into stuff and he's just having the time of his life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to sidebar quick though. Do you think that all of our parents in the 80s knew that like every single one of us had some weird abandoned building that we would hang out in with our friends?
I think that they probably did. I mean, we had that building, and then we also had in the woods behind my house an old foundation from a house that was like our fort.
We had an old abandoned house was from probably, I don't know how long before, but it was like all hollowed out and stuff, and we
Ooh.
would go hang out there and break glass and
Yeah.
do weird stuff. And just like, I feel like that was very like 80s, 90s kid activity that really has not persisted into the present day. Like, I don't
No.
really think kids are going and hanging out in abandoned buildings anymore.
No.
But for us, that was like a staple. And we're not we didn't grow up near each other.
No,
We
not
grew
close.
up like in different time zones.
Yeah.
But yet, we both have an abandoned building hangout story. You have two.
Actually, 3. I thought of another place that we went into. Yeah, there was this house that we went into, and it was like, we thought, I don't know, we were like secret agents in there. There was like some old, like, shredded papers around. We were trying to put them together, like, what's the message here? You know,
That's
like,
ridiculous.
it is.
Like, I don't know what kind of a weird situation you were dealing with there, but like, no, really, I do wonder about like, why was this a thing?
We wanted to explore. We wanted to dive in. You know?
No, we did, and also we just had zero supervision.
No.
Like, kids now are like supervised within an inch of their life.
Mhm.
We didn't have that. We were just off breaking glass in
Being
the
wild.
woods. Like,
You
that
would-
was my cousin loved breaking bottles.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
for some reason that was like his thing. We'd
Mhm.
be like go into the woods to break bottles. And I was like 6, and I'm like, why is this fun? Like, I was even questioning it then. I'm like, why are we doing this? But it was just like a thing that we did.